What's up YouTube, Make America Lit here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys what not to do when making your next build. So let's just jump straight into this video. On the screen right here I have a build that I ran into while I was in the park, and I thought it was a very interesting build. Now as you can see, this man, well, first of all, I censored the name for this build because I didn't want anybody sending this dude messages, you know, talking trash or saying this build is trash, or, you know, talking, you know, any type of trash or anything, or even saying that somebody made a video about his build or anything like that. So, you know, for, you know, safety purposes, I censored the person's name. As you can see, they are a 99 overall. But I seen this build while I was in the park, and I was just like, why did this person make this build? Like, I seen so many things wrong with this build. You know, it is a balanced build, don't get me wrong. It is a balanced build. It's kind of weird that he got the name Shot Creator, but it is a balanced build. But again, like I said, there's a lot of things wrong with it. So I thought that I would use this as like a I guess like a prototype, or like a, you know, template for what not to do when you guys make your builds and stuff like that. And, you know, I feel like it's very important. I've seen people, like, you know, respec their build like 10 15 different times before making their builds, because VC, you know, it's so expensive to put these builds up and stuff like that. And me personally, I already decided that I'm gonna be at like probably a 94 95 all year long. I'm not spending 80,000 VC to go from 95 to 99, or 100k VC to go from 95 to 99. I refuse to do that. So I already have it made up in my mind. Like, I know what I'm not putting up and what I am putting up for certain builds, and for some builds I already have what you know, how I'm going to be laying out the build and what I'm putting up, what I'm not putting up, because like other people have said the VC prices in this game is just absolutely ridiculous, and I know that they're doing it just so they could cash out, but they're not going to cash out on me. I haven't spent a single dime on VC in this game, you know what I'm saying, and I don't really intend to spend any money on VC in this game. You know, I have different methods and stuff like that for grinding VC. If you are on current or old gen, whatever you want to call it, if you're on PS4 or Xbox One, I do have many different methods for grinding VC and stuff like that on the channel, so be sure to check those videos out. But again, let's just jump into this video. First things first, he made his build a small forward, and there's nothing wrong with making a small forward. Small forwards are really good this year. You know, any position is really good this year, you know, with the creator and stuff like that. But he made his small forward 6'5". Now, the problem with that is that, you know, this game tends to favor taller players. It tends to favor stronger players, you know. In past 2Ks, speed was everything, but in this 2K, because of the movement, the weird hitching and stuff like that, and movements where you try to like turn after a fast break or a rebound or something, like your players hitch and they stop, and they're just, you know, the players actually have weight to them. The speed feels a little bit more realistic. It's not as arcadey or cartoonish. Speed just, to me, just doesn't matter as much, bro. Like it doesn't feel like anybody's like super fast. Like 88 89 speed that I have on my shooting guard feels like the 80 speed that I have on my small forward. You know what I'm saying? So it's like speed to me just doesn't matter like that, you know. I think it might matters like when you don't have the ball and you're trying to go from the paint and run out to the 3-point line to contest somebody. Speed matters in that aspect, but like if you're talking about dribbling with the ball, it just doesn't feel like speed really matters at all in this game. I value strength and height over speed, or, you know, acceleration and stuff like that. But again, I don't want to go too long with that because then I'll start rambling. But he made a small forward. He made him 6'5", right? But, you know, and he also made him 221, so, you know, he's not undersized or anything like that. But then my problem with that is that if you look in his physicals, he only went with an 82 speed. And the whole point of going undersized, small forward is usually 6'6", 6'7", you know, your typical small forward. Nowadays, again, like basketball being positionless and being based on skill versus positions and stuff like that, you got dudes playing small forward at 6'4", You know what I'm saying? 6'5" and stuff like that. Where 6'4", 6'5" was usually a 2 guard or a point guard. You now have dudes playing, small ball. Dudes 6'5", 6'4" playing small forward, and you got dudes that 6'5", 6'6" playing, power forward and whatnot in the NBA right now. So it is kind of different these days. But again, it's a video game, so everything that's going on IRL in the NBA counterpart isn't going to translate well into a video game. So he made a small forward. He made him 6'5", which you can get by at 6'5", 6'6", or whatever like that. He made him 221, so he has some weight on him. But then I think he screwed up by one, having that 82 speed and 80 strength. He's not going to be as strong as other people that he's matched up with in that position. And then on top of that, the one advantage you would have at making your players smaller and shorter, which would be speed, you didn't even capitalize on, because there are 6'8" small forwards that can get a higher speed than 82 speed. You could get like an 85, 86 speed with a 6'8" small forward, 6'8" shooting guard. So it's like you didn't even capitalize on the one advantage you would have, which is being speedier, quicker than the 6'8" players, 6'9" players, or whatever like that. So, that's a strike, on this build. Moving over, we'll start with finishing. I don't think you really need a crazy close shot like that, especially when you're 6'5". You aren't going to really be able to even capitalize with that close shot, because you're going to be shorter than whatever your matchup is, especially if you're playing like rec or pro-am. The 80 drive and layup, I'm not mad at that. Me personally, I would have went up to like 87. I think it is for gold acrobat, or 89. I could be mistaken, but 87 or 89 will either get you either gold acrobat or gold fearless finisher, one or the other. But that's what I would have been shooting for. But if not, I'm not mad at an 80 drive and layup. You could get by with an 80 drive and layup, and plus it unlocks most of the layup animations in the game. So, an 80 is what most people shoot for, if not a 74. Driving dunk, being an 80 is an L to me. Yeah, you're gonna have decent dunk packages and stuff like that at 80, but with an 80 driving dunk, you're not gonna have contact dunks at 84. You're not gonna have the elite contact dunks at 93. The minimum you should be shooting for is a 84, period. If you aren't going to shoot for, or if you want, higher than 84, then you should be shooting for like an 86. If you're not going to go for a 93, you should be shooting for 84 through 86 if you want dunking on your build. If you're not going to get an 84, 85, or 86 driving dunk, then there is no point in even putting up driving dunk, in my opinion. I know he went for 80 because he probably just wanted quick drops off one, but even with quick drops off one, it is greatly impacted by having limitless takeoff, especially on gold. And that's really the level that you need to really benefit from limitless takeoff. So, in my opinion, this driving dunk is an L. The layup is fine. The close shot is an L. You look at the mid-range and the three, I mean, he didn't really have to go as high with the mid-range. He could have stopped at like an 81. For, I think, Hall of Fame Midi Magician. Most people stop at 81. 85, nice threshold. You'll be able to hit, and green a lot of mid-range shots and stuff like that. Me personally, I think you could get by with an 80. I don't really think you need an 85 mid-range, but like I said, if you want, I would have went to an 81 for the Hall of Fame Midi Magician. 85 is just overkill, in my opinion, if you know your jump shot. Same thing with the three-point shot. You could have stopped at like a 84 or 83 even, but I guess 85, he wanted that silver limitless take. I was about to say limitless takeoff. He wanted that silver limitless range, so I'm not mad at that. That's a W. If he plays rec, this free throw is an L, but if he mostly plays park, which he probably only plays park, then the free throw doesn't even matter. He probably just threw whatever he had left over so that, when he does play rec for like double XP or something like that, he can't hit his free throws, and I appreciate that as somebody who primarily plays rec. I hate when you guys come in there with like a 40 or a 50 free throw and you're just bricking every free throw, bro. Like, the centers I can excuse, but the guards, bro, it's like, yo, you can't be a guard shooting like 40% from free throw, bro. It's disgusting. Pass accuracy being a 70, not mad at that. Most people went with a 70 pass accuracy. 70 pass accuracy is like about a silver level of bullet passer from previous 2Ks. And the 70 pass accuracy is just going to unlock mad stuff for you. You're going to unlock special delivery on like silver or gold, I think. You're going to unlock like silver dimer. You're going to have like silver floor general. You're going to have like silver needle threader. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have bronze bailout. You're going to have a lot of badges just to putting that up to a level 70. And you're going to have like silver post playmaker too for the big man. So you could get busy with the 70 pass accuracy. That's a W in my books. Now the ball handle is an L because he got an 87 ball handle. He probably wants to be a primary ball handler with this build, but an 87 ball handle will only get you silver unpluckable. He didn't even cheat and put his post control up to maybe get gold unpluckable with the post control. So this is just an L all around in my opinion. Just complete L. You're going to be getting ripped left and right. You can't be a primary ball handler and not have at least gold unpluckable. This is an automatic L for this build. You're going to get ripped non-stop. I have like an 81 ball handle on my 3-level score, and that was an absolute L. I really wish I would have put my ball handle up. But again, the game had just came out, and we didn't know that steals would be as OP as it is. If I would have known that, then I would have put, my ball handle higher so that I could get, gold pluckable at least. But in previous 2Ks, again, silver unpluckable has always been the sweet spot. You was able to get by with the silver. I didn't rock anything higher than silver last year, and I was perfectly fine. But this year, you guys definitely want to make sure you have gold unpluckable. So don't be like this person here and have an 87 ball handle. Make sure you get that ball handle to an 89. 80 speed with ball, in my opinion, is an L. I beat dudes with Hall of Fame and gold quick first step with a 58 speed with ball. I didn't put my speed with ball up at all. And the only reason why I didn't put my speed with ball up is because that shit is expensive as fuck. I'm not spending 58,000 VC just to put my speed with ball up from like a 58 to like a 63 or some shit. Like it's absurdly costly in this game, how much speed with ball is. So because of that, I've been rocking out with like a 58. I think I put it up to like a 62 or something like that on one of my builds. But speed with ball is like the last thing that I'm putting up, and I really don't notice a difference. I put my ball handle up and I unlock gold Hall of Fame quick first step, and I'm still able to beat dudes off the dribble. Acceleration is still in like the 60s and stuff like that, and I'm still able to beat people off the dribble. So as long as you manage to get quick first step on at least gold, you'll still be beating dudes off the dribble. It doesn't even matter. So having this high of speed with ball, to me, in my opinion, is just an L. He wasted so many badge points he could have threw onto finishing. That 80 speed with ball could have went into getting him contact dunks. It could have went into getting him limitless takeoff, gold, and silver posterizer. It could have went to him getting a little bit better free throw. Could have went to him even getting gold unpluckable, but instead he decided to put his speed with ball up needlessly. So that's an L. Moving on, he has a 71 interior defense, which I'm not mad at that because a lot of people lack on interior defense, and people don't realize that that's the reason why dudes are laying up everything on you in this game. People are laying everything up on you. People are just dunking you, pulling you into contact dunk animations because lo and behold, nobody went with interior defense. If you're a guard, most guards ain't put their interior defense up. Most people are only thinking, they're not thinking beyond the pocket that they're so used to thinking of, which is perimeter defense. If I'm a guard, perimeter D, and steal. If I'm a big man, block, defensive rebound, interior D. That's it. You don't really need perimeter D. You don't need steal or whatever like that. And they're not thinking outside of the box, which is, well, when they take me down to the lane and somebody tries to drive on me, my perimeter defense isn't what's stopping them from laying the ball up on me. What's stopping them from laying the ball up on me is going to be my interior defense and my block. And if I'm a guard, probably won't be putting my block up high, but in this game, you kind of want to put your interior defense up because that's what's going to force them to miss. When you pull them out of a dunk and you put them into a layup, unless they have like gold or silver fearless and silver and gold acrobat and badges like that, pro touch, which most people I've seen are playing with layup timing off, they're going to miss a lot of those layups if you have like an interior defense of like 77, 80, 85 interior defense. So don't lack on interior defense even if you are a guard, because you're going to want to have that. Perimeter defense is an L because he only went up with an 80, which an 80 is solid just for defending, but 6 more points, he could have had gold clamps. You know what I'm saying? And that gold clamps is probably going to be enough to unlock like Hall of Fame workhorse and Hall of Fame menace and stuff like that, I believe, based on the attribute levels needed. Then he went with an 80 steal. Now, an 80 steal is more than enough for you to rip people, even without the glove badge. But for 5 more points, he could have had silver glove at least to go with that 80 or 85 steal. You know, to me, that again, another L that he could have tweaked his build. Then he went with a 72 block. You only need a 70 rating to get bronze anchors. So those 2 extra points into your block isn't really going to make a difference. Those 2 extra points isn't going to be making a difference of whether you get a block or not, in my opinion. So those were 2 points needlessly added into block. And then I'm not really sure what the minimum is for offensive rebound when you put your defensive rebound up. But it's like, either you know, he missed out on silver rebound chaser because all he needed was 5 more points to get his defensive rebound from an 80 to 85. He could have had the silver rebound chaser, but instead he threw an extra 10 points into his rebound, and when he could have just stayed at 70 with bronze rebound chaser, which definitely is suffice if you are like 6'8", 6'7", but he's 6'5", so maybe he needed the extra points. But I just don't see the point in going with an 80 when you could have went up 5 points and went to an 85 for silver, or you could have just minus those 10 points and put those 10 points, you know, take the 10 points from defensive rebound, take the 2 points from block, and put that into, you know, 5 points in for your steal for silver or glove, or 6 points into perimeter defense for gold clamps. There's just so many different things that he could have did to make this build much better. You know what I'm saying? I already talked about it in the beginning. He screwed up the speed because the speed would have been his advantage at being 6'5". You think if he goes into rec on a small forward build, a lot of times they put you at power forward, and you can play power forward at 6'5", but it's just like you got to have the right physicals and the right attribute ratings, and based on this, he's going to get cooked. He's going to be getting matched up against like a 6'8" forward who's probably going to be just as fast as him, if not faster. They're probably going to have higher rebound than him, and if they don't, it's not going to matter because they're still going to be they're still going to have 3 to 4 inches on him, so they're still going to get the rebound over him. They're probably going to have an 85 steal. You know what I'm saying? And they're probably going to have 86 perimeter defense to guard him, so they're going to be able to rip him. He only has silver unpluckable. He doesn't even have gold unpluckable, so they're going to be able to rip him. There's just so many things wrong with this build, like skill-wise. The only thing I could really say that he did properly was the shooting. The shooting is good shooting. He has good attributes, and he will have good shooting badges. But, you know, the finishing is an L. The playmaking is an L. The defense is an L. And again, you look at the physicals, the speed, that's an L. The acceleration doesn't really matter. He shouldn't even have put his acceleration up that high. That's an L. The strength is an 80. What is the point of going with an 80 strength? You know, you already reached the threshold of 74 to get bronze bully, but you would have needed like what, 2 more points, 82 to get silver bully, which he didn't get, and then like what, 9 more points to get gold bully, which again he didn't do either for that 89 strength. So it's like, you could have just went 2 more points. He could have took his defensive rebound and put those 2 points into strength and got silver bully, but he didn't do that. So you could have took your strength down to 74 and just kept it that way for bronze, you know, bully. The 82 vertical, I mean, that's cool. And then 95 stamina, which you really don't need. You know, I've been perfectly fine with an 80 stamina. I'm not going to be making my builds any higher than an 85 stamina, honestly. But yeah, these are things that you need to keep in mind when you make these builds. I mean, this dude managed to grind this build to 99, and maybe he just played this build or grinded this build to 99 because it was his first build. You know, he made some mistakes. He didn't realize what the thresholds for a lot of the things were, but these are things that you need to keep in mind when you are making your build, because you don't want to screw up your build. And now you spent $50, $20 or whatever VC. You know, you spent like 2-3 days grinding this build, and now you figured out, okay, well, I can't get this, I can't get that, can't get this animation, can't get those dribble packages, can't get this, can't get that, like, you know. And then ultimately you're also still not going to get the best dribble moves either, because he doesn't have the ball handle rating necessary, and he just reached the cutoff at 6'4" as well too. So it's just like, there's just so many different things wrong with this build that, like, Me personally, I would never use a build like this. Like again, like I said, this isn't too bad of a build because again, most of his attributes are in like the 80s or better. So it's like again, he can kind of get by with this build. This would make like a good like, spot up build. This would be perfect to spot up with. He got like 80, drive and dunk, 80 layup. He could do those backdoor cuts. He could probably catch oops and stuff like that or whatever. But as far as like, trying to ISO, trying to be a bucket or whatever like that, trying to be a primary ball handler, like you're not going to get it done with this build. In rec, in pro-am, shit, even in park, you're probably not going to really be able to do much because dudes are just going to spam you and you're just going to lose the ball. So please keep these things in mind when you make your next build. Remember what those thresholds are for, like, those contact dunks, those contact alley-oop animations, for those, and the thresholds for, like, those badge cutoffs and stuff like that. And also another thing that you need to keep in mind is remember what your badge count is, because a lot of you guys, I notice, are making builds and you're making sure that you reach the attribute threshold needed. Like, you're making sure you got an 85-3 for limitless range, but then you don't have enough badge points because you only got 19 shooting badges instead of 24 shooting badges. So, it's not just about making sure that you have the attributes to get the badges, but you also want to make sure that you have the proper badge count that you can put all the badges on that you need. You know what I'm saying? So please keep these things, these tips and stuff like that in mind when making your next build. It's been your boy Make America Lit. I'm out.